Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'm inviting you to my Halloween prep whip and chat. I'd love to chat with you as you diamond paint, craft, or just go about enjoying your evening. So for my whip and chat, I am choosing this work in progress, which is Spooky Gamer Girl by Rosie Scribbles. I had a vote between this one and Potion Delivery, and 100% of you chose this one. This one is unique because I made a change. The original artwork has the character alongside a super cute kitty, and I decided to rechart the ghost kitty into a rat. I started this kit last year in October. It was intended actually for last year's Drills and Chills event, but I wasn't able to finish it in time. And at the time, I wanted to commemorate the first pet rat that I ever lost. Her name was Zola, and sadly she passed away from cancer. And as you'll find out little by little, I absolutely adore rats. They're incredible pets. And because it's a little harder to find artwork featuring rats, I often will try to work them into my diamond paintings. For example, I just finished a kit, Witch Reading in Front of a Bookshelf, and I recharted the mouse more into a Dumbo rat. But I will share more about that in another video on color changes and recharting and enhancements. But let me know if you are into making changes and enhancing, or if you prefer to just follow the rendering. For me, it depends. Sometimes in the mood to just, clear my mind, and other times I'm in the mood to get a little bit more creative. So for this one, I haven't added any extra enhancements yet. I just made that one recharting change. Okay. So let's get to this and let's talk some Halloween. So I decided to choose this square even though it's not alongside the ones I've completed, but it's more interesting. It's her bowl of Halloween candy. And I will try and not make this chat over 2 hours like last time. I could talk Halloween for days. So actually, I'm gonna trim this with washi. I'm using the same washi that I used to trim the whole painting. It's so cute. I purchased this from an Etsy shop that I'll link below, and it came with a whole bunch. I've been able to use it along the edges of 3 diamond paintings so far. So I don't have very much left, but it's absolutely adorable. Okay, so let's do this. Right now I have my pumpkin spiced candle on. I don't have a warm drink because my warm drink of choice is coffee, and it's a little late. It is about 8:30 here in Florida, and it's too late for coffee for me. I've already had some and I can't have coffee this late. And also, it is so hot in Florida. It's not even fun. Actually, let me go a little bit more. So I love Halloween, as you can see. You'll have to let me know if August is too early for you. I always start on August 1st. It just gives me something to look forward to. I always have so many things that I like to do, and it's never enough time. I'm very into decorating, into DIY. I do a lot of crafts and Halloween um, decorating and activities with my students, and it's never enough time. All of a sudden it's mid-October, and again, I haven't done all of the things I wanted to do. So starting early is how I go about it. It is my favorite holiday alongside Christmas. I absolutely love the months of October through December. And yes, I have a little ghoul snoring as usual, making herself known. So tell me, do you guys decorate this early? I actually haven't completed decorating. I did decorate my studio for the students, but I have not decorated the rest of my house, which is a little late for me, but I'm very excited. I actually went to TJ Maxx on Tuesday, and I'll show you all of the cute, fun things I got. So I'm very jazzed about decorating this year. Okay, so I'll show you what I have here as far as supplies. I have my pens. I have my 12 placer, my 7 placer, which is, looking at this, it's probably the one I'm going to be using most, and then some smaller ones. My tweezers. Like I said, I hadn't enhanced with any ABs or fairy dust additional ones, but I did bring them just in case. I did notice though that, there we go. I did notice that the candy bowl has some ABs, so I might leave these out for that. And I have all of my colors here. Let me zoom out. And this is actually an Elizabeth Ward dupe that I got off Temu when I first started diamond painting. And I don't love it. It's definitely good in that it's worth the price. At least at the time, I got a huge discount on it. I think this one I got for maybe $11 or something, but they're a little hard to open. They have a lot of little tabs and like defects. So I don't think I'd buy it again, but either way, I try not to buy off Temu too often if I can avoid it. And then I have my extras in these bags here. So first, let's talk Drills and Chills 2026. So let me know, are you participating in Drills and Chills 2026? I definitely am. This will be my, will it be my second or third year? No, this will be my second year. And I don't know if I mentioned this, but this was supposed to be for Drills and Chills last year. I think I did mention that, but I didn't get to finish it. And this year, as usual, we have to start a brand new kit, and I am going to work on Potion Room, and I will be showing it to you up here. It's absolutely adorable. It has a very similar color palette to this. So if you're doing Drills and Chills, let me know what you're planning on working on. If you don't know about Drills and Chills, I will put the link below, and it is a Halloween diamond painting event, or fall. You can choose a fall or Halloween kit, and it runs from September 1st to October 31st. So let's start with this one, this little upside down T. And actually, I just finished the kit that I mentioned, Witch Reading in Front of a Bookshelf by Mary Gona Suli. I finished that one last night, and I stayed up late to kit it down along with some other of my block storages. I think it's called like Be Lulu. I need to get it right because a lot of you actually went and purchased it. I'm so happy to see that. It's a great storage system. But I kit down 4 of those, and so I get to kit up another kit. I told myself, you have 9 works in progress. You cannot kit up one more kit until you finish one. So I finished that one, and now I'm having trouble deciding which one to kit up. I can't kit up the Drills and Chills one because that one has to be done on or after September 1st. And I'm thinking I'm in between my custom, which is Persephone by Roy Trin. I'm also thinking about a Christmas mystery because since I'll be working on several kits at once, I know that big mystery will take me long in between my other kits. It's actually the Christmas mystery by Whirly Twirly Studio. It's not usually my cup of tea, but because it has so many cute elements, I think discovering them in a mystery will actually be very fun. But yes, I will update. I also have that gorgeous diamond painting called The Wolf by Roy Trin. I have that one processing in Diamond Art Club. I really hope that it ships soon because I think if that one were to arrive in the next, 7 to 10 days, I would probably kit that one up. It is one of the most beautiful diamond paintings I've ever seen. I love Roy Trin. I love all of his enchanting artworks. Okay, so back to Halloween. So my intention for this channel wasn't only diamond painting, but also DIY and crafting, because I absolutely love DIYing, crafting, cooking, and traditional art. And Halloween is one of my favorite times of year to DIY. And I'm going to share a few ideas that I have and also some examples of just a couple of DIYs that I did last year. And I just want to get some feedback. Would you be into seeing some DIYs? Would you be interested in seeing them as like long form tutorials? I know there are tons of videos where it will be like $20 tree DIYs and then they go through them really quickly. Or would you prefer something more like, here are 3 DIYs and then the videos are slower and more methodical? So I'd love to hear your feedback on that. I have some baking ideas for Halloween. I do a lot for the kids. So I always make bags for them alongside treats. Last year I did cupcakes and I did some chocolate bark. That was Halloween-y. What else? We made some wooden crafts with Dollar Tree items, like the little Halloween, forgot the name of the wood, but like those little thin pieces of wood cut into shapes. There's a name for that. Sometimes you can use it on your Cricut. And I have a bunch of ideas for those. I customize the jack-o'-lantern every year. I try to make them more scary and realistic. I'm considering sharing how I created my very spooky Halloween pumpkin from last year. You kind of have to tilt it forward and it has like a really sinister grin. I keep it in this mirrored cabinet at the end of my hall during Halloween. And going to Dollar Tree for Halloween stuff is usually very fun. And I'm not sure if I was actually too early. I have a feeling not, because there was a ton of Halloween stuff when I went. but I wasn't as impressed as I was in years past. I was hoping to find the pool noodles that are very nifty for DIYs, for candles or for arches. And they said that the pool noodles are gone after summer. And that's so strange because pool noodle DIYs are so common for Halloween. But I did pick up some wooden bats and some of these cute little unfinished wood shapes, and I make garlands out of them with fairy lights. So as for recipes, I have these really cute skull molds, and this year I'm going to be making these skull-shaped pizza pockets for the kids. So you just put in pizza dough. I usually make my own, but you can put like Pillsbury crescent roll dough, oh my goodness, or pizza dough. And you just fill it with sauce, cheese, pepperoni, any other fillings. And sometimes I'll fill the eyes with a little bit of sauce so that they're like red eyes. I'm thinking of doing a dessert one. I saw a cute idea. I don't remember what the bottom portion was. I think it was a brownie, but then you dip the skull-shaped brownie in like a chocolate shell within the same mold, but you leave the head empty and then fill it with jelly or like strawberry pie filling or cherry pie filling. So when you bite into it, it's like a brain. My students would love that. I bought some mini molds to make. Sometimes I just put like colored, like the candy melts, and make chocolate. But this year I feel like that's so boring, and I don't know. I don't think it tastes that good. The kids do like it, but I think I want to put some cookie dough in those and then press the baked cookies back into the molds, but the molds would be lined with different colored melting wafers. And I feel like that would taste better and be really cute, like just have an assortment of chocolate covered cookies. For many years past, I would make a simple sugar cookie, but I would fill them with my homemade strawberry jam. And then on the outside, I would just put two little holes, like bite marks, like vampire bite marks, and then pull a little bit of the jelly through them with toothpicks. And I would just call them vampire bite cookies. And they love those too. I'm just trying to think of all the treats. Like now I can't remember. Candy corn, sugar cookies with the different colors of cookie dough. So if you celebrate Halloween, let me know what your favorite Halloween traditions are. I feel like I'm drawing a blank. It must be late. Maybe I do need coffee. I'm about to go in the kitchen and get coffee. I know I'm going to stay up late, but how am I drawing a blank with all of my Halloween sweets and treats? Let's see. Oh, I have this adorable set of napkins that I got at TJ Maxx, and they are going to be perfect for paper mache. I had a student, my homeschooled student, she's already done a few crafts with it, but next week I'm going to get some polymer clay and roll out some different Halloween colors and cut them into squares. I actually have a cutter that is in the shape of like a scalloped stamp, like a postage stamp, but because the design on the napkin already has it, I think I'm just going to cut perfect squares to thin sheets. I'm going to bake them off, and then I'm going to let the kids paper, I guess you'd call it paper mache. I'm going to let the kids use Mod Podge and cut the little designs out, and then seal them, and then put magnets on the back. So it's like these little DIY magnetic stamps. I have some old Dollar Tree signs that have just gotten a little dingy. I sanded one down on Wednesday, and I'm thinking that I want to find some other adorable Halloween napkins and do more of that, like paper mache Mod Podge, and just redesign those signs. And the kids go crazy with pumpkins. That's a big thing. Some of these are coming back to me. So I don't know if you're familiar, but Walmart has a ton, or usually has tons of these cheap pumpkin pails. They used to be $1 last year. I think they were $1.50, and the way things are going, I'm assuming they're like more than $2 this year, but I haven't seen them out yet. And the kids do so much with them. When they come over after they finish their studies, I usually give them like 2 or 3 of those pumpkins and let them do whatever they want. And if I have a picture of one, I will show you. But I had one of my students do an amazing job with like paper clay. She made the paper clay herself, and she made this vintage pumpkin. Or we cut holes in them, put lights inside. We've covered them in fabric. Fabric's another thing. I love a holiday fabric. And I have this really incredible pattern for these, they're called like bowl cozies. So if you have a hot bowl or a hot like pasta plate that's a little deep, you use these cozies. And I'd love to do a DIY video showing how to do them with Halloween fabric and then maybe some Christmas fabric. But they make amazing gifts. So many fun ideas and not enough time. Every year I end Halloween season not finishing all of the things I planned, and the same thing with Christmas. So that's why I try and do holiday things all year. So for example, this year I've completed 3 Halloween fall kits. The thing is that 2 of them are mystery kits. So I'll have to put a lot of spoiler alerts before I share those. But when I do my Halloween kit video, I will show them at the end. I did the Marigona Sully Autumn Mystery Kit. I also completed the Bonnie White Halloween Mystery Kit, both beautiful. Sometimes I feel like no other mystery kit will top those. And I finished the Witch in Front of a Bookshelf, and I have 2 other works in progress. So I worked on both of those early on because I knew I'd get here and I'd have more Halloween things I'd want to do. So at least I have those kits that I can frame and put up this season. And my next video on Halloween, on the Halloween theme, will be 10 Diamond Art Club Halloween kits in my stash. And so, like I said, I will show those finished ones at the end. And perhaps if you like them and don't yet have one, you can possibly look for it on D-Stash. I would love if Diamond Art Club would come out with more Amerigo Nasuli or Bonnie White mysteries. Because the thing about mysteries that's very appealing to me is that there's elements to uncover. So like portrait mysteries don't really appeal to me that much because I sort of have an idea of what I'm going to uncover, and I'm just, you know, square by square, you're uncovering just pieces of a whole instead of a complete piece that has a lot of little characters or little elements. Like, to not spoil the others, an example would be like Potion Room, the one I'm going to do for Drills and Chills. Like, at least if that one were a mystery, then there would be a lot of cute things to discover along the way. But yes, I will show that in my next one. I got rid of one fall kit through D-Stash to a buyer that really wanted it. It was actually a mystery exclusive, but still, apart from that, I have 10 unfinished Halloween kits. And apart from Potion Room, I would like to try and start another one. Says me, who has 2 other Halloween kits that are in progress, but I'm a sucker for kitting up a brand new kit. I'd love to start a new Bonnie White. I have 3 of hers that are unfinished, and Witch's Brew is so cute. So I'm thinking that would be the first one I would do if I'm going to pick a Bonnie White. So please share below if you are planning on starting any fall or Halloween kits apart from Drills and Chills. Let's see. Let's do the hearts. I'd also love to know where you guys are from. I'll say first that if you live anywhere else but Florida, I'm already jealous, because unless you live in like very, very southern Texas, because that means that you probably get to enjoy all 4 seasons. And that is something that is desperately missing from my life. I cannot get enough of cold weather, and as you can imagine, cold days are very few and far between. But when I do get a cold day, maybe in the 40s, there's probably only like 4 days a year that it ever gets that cold. I relish in those. The summer is my least favorite time of year because it is just sweltering here. And like, who can celebrate spooky holidays and Thanksgiving and Christmas when it's so hot? We used to, when I was teaching 2nd grade, we used to do this really fun activity where the principal would allow me and another teacher to turn the AC down to 50. I don't think they allow that anymore. But they would allow us to do that for the day before Christmas break. And then all of the little ones, we would line up the seats sort of like 2 by 2, like a train. And then we would make it very cozy and cover up all of the windows. Then we would make hot chocolates, and we would put on Polar Express on the smart board if you're not sure what that is, it's like a very, very big, sort of like a projector, but it's like a digital chalkboard. So it'd be really, really big. And they could pretend that they were on the Polar Express, and they absolutely loved it. And so did we, the teachers. So we would turn on the AC really, really early before the kids even came. And of course, we would tell the parents to send in lots of sweaters, and they were allowed to bring blankets, and they were allowed to wear their pajamas. And we would have treats and hot chocolate. And that was very magical, especially for Florida kids who weren't going to enjoy a white Christmas. Very cute memories. And for Halloween, I don't get a lot of trick-or-treaters here, so that means I have to spoil my students. So for several days in October, they will get treats and activity supplies from me. And that's another thing, because I have a lot of ideas for entertaining kids throughout the holidays. If that's something that you'd be interested in, like ideas to do crafts with your kids, like no-sew fabric crafts, or ornaments, or wreaths, or more simple recipes. We did like a little bubbling cauldron once, and they made edible slime. We did a cheesecake that was topped with like a no-bake cheesecake, and then the crust was Pillsbury Halloween sugar cookies, the ones that are printed. And then it was topped with whipped cream and more cookies, and no-bake clay options. I mean, if you're at home, you can bake the polymer clay, but if you're not wanting to use any appliances, I have lots of ideas for those too. For the really, really little ones, like kindergarten, first grade, even second grade, we do toilet paper crafts like candy corn garlands or little bats made with the toilet paper rolls. You cut the tops into little bat ears, and then you attach either construction paper or cardstock wings. So you'd cut out the wings, and then you let them paint the toilet paper rolls black and attach the wings. They can draw faces or put googly eyes. Then you just get some twine. Amazon has several options for bulk fairy lights. So if you're doing small crafts with the kids, there are several options where the lights themselves aren't very long, like 5-foot fairy lights, but you can get a ton for like $8 or $10. I think I got a pack of 25 for I think $6 or $7, and they already come with their little batteries, and they love it. A kid loves fairy lights. They get so happy. Anything that they make, you just add a string of fairy lights to it, and it is magical for them. So you get some toilet paper rolls, some paint, scissors, and construction paper. Give them a little string of fairy lights, and it's a success. Another fun thing is make your own pizza. Of course, you'd have to have an oven, but I pre-bake homemade pizza dough, and not just for the holidays, but for, Halloween. It's fun. And then you let them make spooky designs like ghosts or a jack-o'-lantern out of pepperoni or Frankenstein or ghouls. And then they get to eat something spooky while they do their crafts. So yes, let me know, or at least let me know what you think I should do first, because I do have some like actual decor ideas, but you know, when the kids are on break or the weekend, it keeps them off the phone, the tablets, helps their fine motor skills. But my thought process for the Halloween DIYs for like decor was, or is, to teach how to create decorations that will last. I'm not a huge fan of, like, you know, running to Dollar Tree, grabbing something that is going to be very flimsy, and then you'll throw them away year after year. So I like taking very inexpensive items and taking my time and reinforcing them so that you can use them year after year. I actually have right here, it's in the thumbnail, but I made these witches hats into a garland. I'll show you. And I've used these now for 3 years. Hold on, tangled up. And all of this is from Dollar Tree. So these come in packs of 8, these little witches, little wooden witches hats, and they come with a hole. So you get 2 packs of 8, and then in the crafts section, it's an aisle with all the wooden crafts and the clay at Dollar Tree. There's these little wooden blocks, and then you paint them. I actually added baking soda to my paint, and that's how you get that really cool texture, which makes it look a little bit more high-end. And then this is just some plain black twine. So once you hot glue the 3 pieces together, when you're all done, you take some of the twine to make a bow, or you can paint the hats different colors. If you're doing it with kids, have them decorated however they like, and then string another piece of twine to hang them, and then string fairy lights. This one actually does have a string of fairy lights, but I need to change the battery. And it makes a cute garland that you can hang over tables, hang over mantle, hang over mirrors. And this would be probably like a $5 craft. So it doesn't need to be expensive to be entertaining. But for me, it's one of the things I look forward to most. And for Christmas too, I have tons of handmade decorations, tons of fabric decor. So I love making runners for tables, placemats, napkins, especially for gifts. So the year before last, I made a large tablecloth, placemats, dinner napkins, and tea towels for my mom with a really beautiful linen cotton blend from Spoonflower, which is it's a fabric website where there are different artists and designers that Spoonflower creates fabric out of their artwork. And you can actually connect with the artist if you want to scale the design differently. So for example, in my last video, I had this really adorable Krampus fabric, and that one was actually scaled down because the crampi The Krampuses were a little too large for the cushions that I want to make. And she actually scaled it down, and then Spoonflower will print it onto however many yards you want. And I didn't buy from Spoonflower last year because I went so crazy in the years past that I have so many beautiful designs. So I try and forbid myself from logging into Spoonflower so I don't get tempted, and I use what I have. So fabric ornaments and other sewing projects are also something I very much look forward to. And then in between all that is Thanksgiving. And so when it comes to Thanksgiving, it's kind of funny because for me, Halloween starts August 1st and then it ends on October 31st. But on November 1st, I do not decorate for Thanksgiving. On November 1st, I decorate for Christmas. Like the actual next day. Sometimes I'll wait a day because it is Day of the Dead on November 1st. But it is Christmas all the way, starting November 1st. And then, like the night before Thanksgiving, I will make a huge Thanksgiving spread, or should I say I will prepare a huge Thanksgiving spread. So for many years now, I've hosted Thanksgiving, and I make a huge menu every year and I send it out to my family. It usually has 4 or 5 sides, 3 entrees like turkey, salmon, and ham. And then, oh my gosh, it can't be just 5 sides, probably like 7 or 8 sides. And then at least 3 desserts. So for that Thanksgiving week, I am cooking for days. Then the night before Thanksgiving is when I decorate the table and the kitchen and the dining area. And then when Thanksgiving's over, it goes right back to Christmas. So Thanksgiving just lasts a couple of days. And boy, by the time everybody is done eating, I am Thanksgivinged out. But I love it. I very much enjoy. By now, I'm already thinking about what will be on the menu. Or should I say what changes would be on the menu, because there are fan favorites that I can never change. But I always like to add something different. So, for example, the year before last, I made a cranberry jalapeno dip, which is a layered dip with cream cheese on the bottom and a delicious sweet cranberry jalapeno, like a chutney all over it. And so that one made it to the forever menu. And another one, which I made last year, were these Boursin cheese and caramelized onion pinwheels in puff pastry. And now those made it to the forever menu. So I don't know what I'm going to switch out this year, because last year was a really big hit and everyone enjoyed everything equally. But I'll think of something. Usually it's the dessert. So we have to have pumpkin pie and apple pie for sure. And then sometimes I'll do pecan pie, or I'll do a chocolate pecan pie, or cinnamon rolls. So lots to think about for the holidays. And then you tell me, do you celebrate Thanksgiving with your family? Do you have big dinners? Do you go to somebody else's home? Do you stay in? I've had Thanksgivings where I've just stayed in, but more recently it's been my immediate family and we all have a big old feast. And then lots and lots of leftovers, because there's nothing like the leftovers on the day after Thanksgiving, which usually consists of a panini with all of the Thanksgiving fixings inside. I'm making myself hungry. This little gargoyle has been very vocal this whole time, and I guess I can hear it more because it's just quieter in here. But I'll be wrapping up sort of soon, because last time, at least in my opinion, I felt like the whip and chat was just a little too long. But everybody's been so nice. All of the viewers, all of you have been so supportive. It's been very encouraging and very fun. And I have a lot of ideas that I'd love to share, continue sharing. And if you have any other requests for tips and tricks, for ideas, for accessories, supplies, I've been loving all of your recommendations, your questions and comments. And just in general, in my experience, the diamond painting community has been a refuge, as it should be. I've made a few friends, and we're all just trying to find a way to escape the noise, you know? And I think that is another reason why a lot of us like to start the festivities early, you know, like Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, because it gives something positive to focus on, and something positive to look forward to when maybe the day-to-day otherwise can get monotonous, can get sometimes a little bleak, with things going on generally. And so I like to really appreciate this time of year and come up with fun ways to make memories. And I hope the same for all of you. I hope that the rest of this year, I know it's just August, but it goes by so very quickly. I truly feel like I was just celebrating New Year's, because as soon as August is over, like, that's it. It's like Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Boom, boom, boom. Happy New Year. So I truly hope that all of these upcoming holidays, no matter what you celebrate or how you celebrate, I hope that it is peaceful, that it is exciting, and that it is everything that you hope it will be. And this weekend I will be getting all of my Halloween kits ready to show you what I have in my stash and what my plans are for that. And I'd love to hear what you guys have in your stash for the holidays. After this number 1 symbol, even though it's about only halfway done, I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night for the whip and chat. To keep this one short, And I'd love your feedback if you'd prefer longer ones or any topics that you'd prefer that I chat about or discuss. And just hoping that I could be part of a little reprieve in your day, and that you've enjoyed whatever activity that you are working on or doing. And as always, I truly appreciate all of you for tuning in, and I will see you very, very soon.